Hey everyone, welcome to the demo scene for the Elves Pack PBR. I'm going to show you a lot in the demo scene itself here, but I'm going to show you a couple other things inside Unity and also in Substance Painter so you can see what this package actually ends up coming with, which is quite a bit. So let's just go ahead and take a look at these first. We've got different lighting setups so you can see what these characters look like in different scenarios, front lighting and point lights, and of course different colored point lights so you can see what they might look like in a dungeon or interior environment, and then spotlight straight down. We're going to stick with the daytime lighting for this. We do have a lot of wardrobe things going on here, so I'm just going to, I'm just going to stop that right there. And so we'll check out the wardrobe. We'll zoom in just a little bit so we can see them both. All of the wardrobe is something you can turn on and off, and all of this wardrobe is also going to be available for the Human Fantasy Pack and for the upcoming Half Orc Pack as well. All three of those humanoid races will be able to share wardrobe between them. I'm going to show you that after the demo scene. But for now, we're going to go through these ones. So we've got the different armor right here. We also have the arm straps, and then underneath that, we have the manacas. So you can turn those off. You can customize these and just bring on that probably wouldn't look by itself, but the straps without the manacas, that would look good, stuff like that. We have this curious here. Leave that on for now. Let's do the head stuff. So we got this really nice mask, which is really cool. When you got the hoods on, you can also take off the hood top or the hood bottom, and if we do that, we're probably going to want to. Alright, so we want to change the hair from the hair that's meant for use inside with a hat and one that is not. So we do have different hairstyles, two different hairstyles. This is the female hairstyles and the male. And the male hairstyle can also look good bald if you just turn that off entirely. But we'll leave these on for here for now. And so we also have the hood too, so you can bring that off. And then we have the curious. What's not turned on right now is this vest. The vest also has these buckles which can be removed as well. And we can turn the vest off. What is that? The vest straps, there you go. So you can, the buckles would be turned off too. There's so much there. So we leave the sleeves on. We also have these hip armor. So we've got the top one, the bottom one, and the little hangers as well, so you can customize this a little bit. And then we have these two belts, the lower belt and the upper belt, and the waist cloth as well. And then for the legs down here, we do have the leg armor. We can turn those off, and that goes really well with turning off the knee armor, which is the Polians. And then turn off the armor. Then we've got the leg straps, and of course you can turn off the boots if you want. You got the feet down there. We do have different pants, so you can turn on and off the pants. You can replace these with the pants from the human, because this package will come with the human wardrobe as well. If you have the human package, you can replace the two. You got the jewelry up here. You got the shirt and the sleeves and all that. So there's a lot you can do with these characters. One interesting thing, of course, is the blend shapes. This is what makes it kind of extra exciting. Let's ignore the hair sticking out for now, but all of these objects have blend shapes attached to them, so you can just randomize everything. Now this is just a selection of what you can do, because I've preset the limit to the blend shape range, because if you go too far you start getting some odd results if you're not careful. But this randomize button is really nice, because in theory you could simply just randomize every time one of these, if this is a bad guy or something, every time it's spawned you can randomize a new one. You can reset all those. You could just do the body, and if you notice that even though the wardrobe is in itself changing shape, it does work to move with the body itself. If we look at the bodies real quick, the bodies do morph to, again, some degree. I've limited the range of the morph so that it doesn't go too crazy. If you do want it to go pretty crazy, you're able to. but I don't want it to go too crazy. Alright, so let's keep the vest on and we'll take the Curious off. How about that? Alright, so now we've got different skin tones as well. Now, these are something you can control. You can create new ones in Substance Painter, or you can use, I have a shader I made with the Amplify Shader Editor that will let you just have a slider for different skin tones, and you can code those values if you don't want to load up multiple textures. Whatever your project makes sense with, you can do. So we've got a lot of different things there. And of course, we also have different wardrobe. So this is the first set, but we also have the second set of wardrobe that has very similar in many ways looks, but also it's quite different. So here's a different one with the Curious as well. And these are something you can create in Substance Painter. I'll go over that later as well. So let me just go back to the first wardrobe set. So there's a lot you can do with just the textures to customize those. So let's talk about the animations here. I'll zoom out and we'll start a rotation here. So we have a backwards walk like this, little cautious walk backwards. We have the regular walk forward and a run forward as well. Now these animations will, or this character will work with the human animation. So if you have the RPG Barbarian pack or the Human Fantasy Pack, I think it's called now, you can use those animations with this as well, and you can of course use these animations with that as well. So there's a lot of variety you can get there. We've got this idle to combat. We've got a combat idle and the regular idle, and then you can go back to the regular idle right there. And so we're going to start most of these animations. Well, actually, let me just show you one. The idle break happens from this pose, so we'll just show that real quick. Where they look around, just a quick little break, and the rest come from this animation. So let's just start down here with the taunt, a little bit of a taunt there, and then we got our attacks. These are all spear attacks. They can use the attacks from the other characters, so if you want to equip them with a sword or something, get the human pack and you can get that. Attack 3, a little bash up. We got a couple blocks here, so you can block like that, and you can also block like this. And a couple casts. I like that one. Let's show that once more. And this one is a loop that kind of rise up. These particles do come with the package as well. My particles are getting more dated, but they're still a great use case for just showing off some of what you can do. There are much better particle packages on the asset store though, but I include all of my particles with these. We'll skip the death for now. We'll do the dodge with a quick little hop back and hop forward. I got hit. And then the death. Dramatic death for the elves. So let's go ahead and show some of the other wardrobe options back in the editor here. Alright, so I'll turn the canvas off for now to clear that. We've got the two characters. Let me bring this up here. So we've got the two characters here, and this is their elf wardrobe. If I turn those off, then we've got the human armor we can turn on. The human armor, of course, is from the Human Fantasy Pack PBR, and if you need to, just in case these are set, if you need to get these, you're gonna, for the textures, you're gonna need to get the package. These textures do not come with this pack, rather the models do, and they're all set up to work with blend shapes. If we here we can randomize all, so you can see the blend shapes working with the character. But you need the textures from the Human Fantasy Pack. So let's turn off some of the model textures so you can see them animated real quick. Alright, so now you may notice that the ears are sticking out. These characters do have elf ears, so you can see that right there. So what we can do is go into the blend shapes here, and if you look at the head, there will be one shape for ears, and there are a lot of shape. Here we go. It's down here, helmet ears, and we'll just bring that in, and that will, for each of them, bring in their ears. so that they're not visible under the helmet. So you want to use those in those cases. Alright, so now we've got the human wardrobe, and as you can see, it's all animated and rigged to work with these characters. There may be some issues. If you notice any issues, please let me know. We can fix that. I'm going to have that fixed right there, and some other things. But if you happen to notice any, let us know. And they all pretty much work. So they're not going to be as precise as the human itself, simply because these were not made for this character, but they should be pretty much, for the most part, perfect or near perfect. So that should be pretty good. So if you have any questions on that, please do let me know on the forums. But the wardrobe is going to be interchangeable between the elves and the humans and the half-orcs. So you have a lot of wardrobe options for these characters. So here's our substance painter scene for the wardrobe. It's called Elf Male Wardrobe. And turn off the body because we're not using it here, and I guess we're not using the eye shine or the inner mouth as well. So this is all the body or the wardrobe parts exploded, so you can get easy access to each part. And as you can see here, each one has its own texture set for the different texture sets, and if you want, you can turn all those off and come up with just the parts that you want to work on. Let's see what we got left. The hood. Yeah, so if we want to work just on the leg armor, for instance, you just select the leg armor and make sure that's the only one up, and this will load up, and you can work just on these. Now, you might find a couple options here that I've set up for many of them. Separated set 1 and set 2. So all you have to do to change between the two is just toggle one on and the other off, and then Substance Painter will do its thing and load it up. And then there's also this option for old here. That's generally dirt and other old effects on the object, so you can get an older look. You can always dial these down. One great way of doing it, in case you don't want to destroy the presets here, is just to make a copy. Just call it old 2 or something. Adjust these different settings as you see fit, and then you've got a different look for it. It's quite easy to create new looks for these, relatively speaking. It's with the smart material system. For instance, if I want to create a new, let's see, we'll do the leather armor here. Now, if you ever want to know what it is, just toggle that off, and you'll see. I'm going to make a duplicate of this because I don't want to overwrite the originals, and I'm going to take that and delete that. So now we've got this white blank layer there. Go to my smart material. Now, most of these come with Painter, and of course others can get you taken on a Substance Source or Substance Share. I'm just going to do a search for metal just to keep this a little bit more neat. And then we can take like the bronze armor if I want that. Just drag that up there, and we'll see what it looks like. There we go. So that's what the bronze armor looks like. Just do an undo if I don't like that, and maybe give let's see, the skeleton armor that I have for my skeleton character. Bring that up there and see what that kind of looks like. So there you go. So really, Substance Painter is quite easy to drag and drop these smart materials without really getting into the nitty-gritty of what you can do with Painter. There's just a lot you can do just to make some decent changes without going too crazy, and getting some really cool new looks for your characters. Exporting is a simple breeze, is simple and easy as well, and you can just export all of the maps at the same time, which is really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that for now. Alright, so here's one of the bodies. This is the female body. There's a similar one for the male body, and they're set up very similar ways as well. Again, like all my stuff, they're fairly well layered here. For the skin tones, I just have a bunch of layers that have hue, saturation, lightness on them, so you can either just turn those on and off yourself to get the different looks, or you can make a copy and create new ones Making new ones is quite simple. You would just change these HSLs. In fact, let me just do it for you here. Make a copy, and then for the body, you can change the value here. You can make a green version and bring the saturation down and maybe the lightness down. And then you can do the same. I've got sets for the nipples, lips, and nails. So you can change that as well if you so choose, depending on the look you're going for. And then the lips as well. Let's zoom in there. So you can maybe make darker lips. And nails generally have a different color than the rest, so we can just leave that there. And then you've got a brand new look, and you can turn that on and off with just a simple toggle, which is always nice. We also have the base value here. That's the base map that we're working off of. You don't want to delete that. Some cheek definition I added. You can't really tell super easily, but when you zoom in, if I turn that off, you can usually see a little change in the definition on the cheek. And of course the eyes up there. And then we have different additions for genitalia and nipple definition. If you want a less realistic character, you can simply turn those off. And then there's a little less definition, which is nice depending on your project. And there are some other options here. The male has the same thing with different hair patterns that you can simply turn on and off. And it's not too difficult to create your own either. And then different overlays as well. So you can make a bunch of different looks. The male has similar hair, and the male also has body hair options, which is a nice addition as well. So you can I think it's already turned on for the characters I've created, so you can turn that off and export your own textures if you so choose. If you have any questions, please let me know. This package will be released soon. There's a couple small issues I wanted to fix in the animations with the wardrobe before I release it. So I'm going to get those fixed and then release this shortly. Thanks.